How do people vet the developers? How do you vet the people who you're buying from?
Of course, now vetting the developers, one of them is that do due diligence. Due diligence is so key because every property developer right now is out there, is on Google, is on TikTok, is on all social media platforms. If you want to do that, just type in and it will bring for you. Then you start to select. The other thing is search. Do a search. Look at their past projects.
Play it loud. Play it loud. Play it loud. Play it loud.
Welcome to Brick by Brick, a show that has a focus on demystifying the real estate journey for people looking to buy land or to construct their homes. And we're grateful that you're taking time to tune in with us. Our guest today is engineer Asaph Nwagera. He's an engineer and he'll tell us more about his technical expertise within the construction space. And the topic today is buying a completed house or building your own home, like buying land and building your own home. We're going to discuss the pros and cons of whatever strategy. So we hope you enjoy this show. Good morning, Asaph.
Good morning, Jaffa. How are you?
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How are things going for you?
Life is so interesting. Things are moving on very well. A lot is happening. And of course, the election landscape somehow chips in. But we maneuver.
There's more money because, there's more money, I'm told, during this time.
Not quite.
Yeah.
Maybe it is in some sectors.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't have some politicians building homes in their countryside or touching them up to show the electorate that they are,
Right now, their concentration is, how can I win a vote?
Yes.
Yeah. And that is very key, I think, for them.
All right. So could you please tell us about your professional background? How did you get into, what type of engineer are you, and how did you get into this space?
All right, so my name is Nwagera Asaph, and I own an organization called Fenmark Building Solutions. So Fenmark Building Solutions is a 10-year-old company. We were incorporated just a few years ago. We just made 10 years this March. That means there's something good we are doing.
Yes.
And we aim at expanding the construction industry in terms of residentials and commercials, but our major niche is diaspora clients.
Yes.
So that's where we aim. My profession, I have two backgrounds.
Yes.
One is an architect. I first did an architectural course, then I did a civil engineering course, majoring in construction projects, residential, commercial, institutional.
Okay.
Yes.
And what led you to choose engineering? Why don't you brave the technical physics and all those things which some of us were never good at in school? What drove that passion?
Yes. One of the things that drove my passion to do engineering is when I was introduced to additional mathematics in senior 2. That was a brain teaser.
Yes.
It was mathematics for HSC. And I was introduced to it in senior 2. So I picked this thing with a lot of energy, and I said, I think I can do this.
Okay.
But also, one of my brothers did engineering at university, so I was following his footsteps. So I ended up doing architecture and then going into civil engineering.
Okay, then are there any projects any interesting projects you've done recently that you might want to share with us?
Yeah. So the second passion is that in the industry, the construction industry, you find so many engineers, so many users of the construction industry, but the way they do things is somehow. So I had this engineering firm that was somehow doing stuff that was a little bit shoddy.
Yes.
So I quickly picked up myself. I said, now I think this is the time for me to shine. And one of the projects I started with was in Burundi and Rwanda. So I had to jump in that space, learn the language a little bit, and then pick up myself from there. Yeah. But that was the passion. How can I change the landscape to doing better things in the construction industry?
Okay. And then do you get your hands dirty on site? So are you one of those bosses who, is like, hi, everyone, you know how to mix a mortar?
Yes, I am a hands-on guy, very hands-on. I can set a house from down. I know what to do. I can mix all my mixes. I can put a brick on a brick. I can do plaster. I can do roofing. So I'm a hands-on guy. So whoever I work with, they have to be up to their game because I can't. I can't see something going wrong and I keep quiet.
So we'll drive straight to the money question. Is it cheaper for a person to buy a completed house? And let's look at, in particular, in Kampala. Or is it cheaper for a person to just buy one outright? Basically, should people build brick by brick, or should they just buy completed houses in Kampala? Where do people get more value?
That's so interesting. I will use an analogy of you having a farm, and you have your good goats, and at one point you have a function. So when you have a function, you just look at your farm. And you say, I can slaughter this, I can slaughter this, I can slaughter this. Compared to me who doesn't have a farm, I will look now to go and go to the market. Now the advantage is with you is that you'll slaughter, you'll have the head, you'll have all the things inside, you'll have the legs, you have like the whole animal is to yourself.
Yes.
Whereas me, I'll just go and buy bits and bits. So the advantage here is someone who builds has choice over space, has choice over color, has choice over materials to use, has choice over where to put the house.
Yes.
Whereas someone who wants to buy, you'll find a complete package. You either go with what you find or you do otherwise.
But if, let's say, I have my money, does it take so long to build though? Shouldn't I just rather go find a good house and just buy it? How much time does it typically take, if you have the resources, to build a decent residential house?
So a decent residential house, take an example, three bedroom house. It will take you maximum 2 months, max. That's if resources are available, the weather is good, conducive, if you don't have any political issues around to stop you, if the cash flow is really there. 2 months, you're good and you're done.
Yes.
But it can extend to maybe 3 months, depending on the cash flow of this particular client. In some cases where someone wants to buy, in 1 week you have a home. So you can see, for people who would want to own some decent accommodation, they might not have too much choice, but they'll have it very fast.
Yes.
Yeah? Whereas someone who wants to build and do this and have the room face this way, they can take their time, but they have it maybe maximum 2 months.
Okay, so the reality of what we usually see in Uganda is most people build their homes incrementally. Brick by brick, part of the theme of our podcast. What are based on your experience, what are the downsides, though, to building pola, brick by brick? Are there any downsides to it?
Yeah, of course. Now, when you do brick by brick, you have control. Like I said, you have control over the materials. You have control of the time. You have control of the quality. You can decide to say, I need a ratio of 1:3 for mortar.
Yes.
Whereas people use 1:4. You can decide to say, I want 1:6. And the kind of finishes, you have control, the kind of fittings. And, building your own gives you a choice over these materials. You can actually even opt to import.
Yes.
Yeah, you can import your materials and here I will use this kind of paint, here I will use this kind of tiles. Whereas when you're buying, of course, you just take on what you find. And most times it is actually good.
No, but my question was, when you're doing it slowly at the same time, what are the downsides to that when you're building slowly? Because, for example, one of the downsides you could think of is, for example, theft of construction materials, whereby you're trying to build slowly, but then people are stealing your materials. There's also a risk of accidents where people are working and then someone gets an accident and then you're sued or whatever. Yeah. So you want to think about that based on your experience, whereas you make an argument that it's better to customize and build slowly. But what are the risks? What risks have you seen in doing that versus just going to one of the brands like National Housing, and just buying?
The biggest risk in building slowly is that when it is a wet season, take an example.
Yes.
You build your house maybe up to window level. You've not put the beam, and you leave it to be exposed to the rain. Now that degrades the materials, it degrades the building itself. And then you find that when you want to come back to build, then you have to first remove those that are damaged. So it's a loss.
Yes.
It can cause financial loss on one end. The other point is that, like you say, when it is an isolated site, you have maybe a store. And when you stop, maybe some people will come and break in and take your materials. We have seen sites where you have a storage building, you only put column starters, and you wait for a month, and they come and cut all of them.
Wow.
So that's the biggest, because it affects, you have to again uproot the whole thing and start afresh. So those are some of the,
The risks that come with it.
Yeah.
So let's move to the building process.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about some of the specific challenges and opportunities when people are choosing who to build for them. So what advice can you give our viewers on how to choose professionals? Because think about a person has made their money and they're starting out. How do they go about choosing? Is it the right, are they called project managers or architects or engineers? What
Yes.
advice can you give our viewers on how to go about that?
So the building process is very simple. Of course, anything that you want to do starts with a plan. So you have to have a plan, a nice plan that you admire, that you like from an architect.
But there are many people, is everyone an architect? There's so many people call themselves engineers or architects. So the question is, how do you pick a person who's a genuine?
All right, now that comes through referrals. If Jaffa, you have done a project and I want an architect, then I will not just pick anyone. I will talk to you. So through friends, through family, through relatives, but also through physical view. If you go around and you see a structure and you find people building, then you can pick interest and say, oh, who is the engineer or who is the architect of this?
Yes.
And then they can refer you. But professionally, people need to go online. Go online and search. All these professionals are there, including their projects, including their profiles. Yeah. But for a person of a lower caliber, make sure you don't just go for let someone guide you. Get someone to refer you to an architect, to an engineer, yeah, to a contractor. Those are three different people, but you find one who does all.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what I'm picking from this is you can take an extra step of going online, maybe to the, I guess I know there are registration boards for architects, engineers, and seeing if
Yes.
someone is certified.
Yes.
Or what you're also telling people is for those who may not be, and you can also just use references whereby
Yes.
someone tells you, oh, this person can build. But let's speak to now our diaspora clientele who might be, working hard in Oman or Dubai or wherever. Then their person here tells them, oh, I know a guy, I know an engineer, And then turns out that engineer isn't really competent. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying is, should people really stick to people who are certified only? Or is it okay, like you said earlier, that you can pick someone just because they've been well referred? How can I in Oman know that person who they have told me is good is actually good? Maybe
Yeah.
they've sent me fake pictures of what they have done.
So one of the key things we need to do is due diligence. Like architects have an architectural registration board where you can find them. Engineers have engineers registration board, and they have all these things out there in social media. We are so lucky that everything you need now, you can Google, you can type in and search, and it will bring you everything. Yeah. So for the diaspora person who is out there, I would advise, don't rely on individuals. At least get an authentic organization. That saves you the hassle because you're dealing with an entity, not an individual. When you Google these construction companies, you can easily actually see them, that this one is this, and then you follow through. Slowly by slowly, you land on someone. But also, look at what they have done. Look at their history. Yeah? What is there for them? Do they have good testimonials? Do they have good reviews?
But sometimes, honestly, engineer Asaf, sometimes Basi, people who have so many papers.
Yeah.
Well, the fear usually, the reason why I would say a majority of people might not go for certified people.
Yeah.
Is usually people are worried about the cost. And you know how tough it is to make money.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now, leave alone the professionals, but within the contractual industry, there are also those that do good work, and you might not find them anywhere. So that's where referrals come through.
Yes.
You know, but you know, these days everyone is on TikTok. You know, you can land on someone who's just doing finishes, but you not find them anywhere that they are registered that they're doing their good job.
Yeah.
And so for that kind of person who is so worried, you know, look out, let friends refer you. Don't just go far and meet someone. I have had challenges with diaspora who might actually help out, you know, because now they know me. When you type in my company and you put diaspora, it will show up.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So let's talk about building materials. Because there's so many. I'll start with something as simple as getting clay bricks, or let's say sand. So can you just walk us through the different typical building materials that are used in construction, and how can people source good quality materials for their sites? Do they leave it to the building contractor, or do they try and step in to really make sure the materials being supplied to the site are good?
That's a very good one, because it cuts across.
Yes.
Genuine contractors can always lead you and guide you. But if you land on someone that is not genuine, they can take advantage of you. Bottom line here is, every developer, individual or organization, you need to research and know, how do I start outsourcing sand? Which one is good sand for building? Which one is good brick? Which one is good aggregate? Most people make mistakes on what to use where, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. In the foundation, you know, we normally use clay bricks, and there are reasons for that. You know, clay bricks are very good with retention. They are good with, they are clay. They are meant to be in the ground. But some people come and take hollow blocks and start with them in the ground, which makes the building, you know, a little bit so compromised. But bottom line is, people need to research. Yeah. Go to these yards. They are all over the place. Lake sand. Even the people who sell them, if you land on genuine ones, they will direct you. They will say, now, this one is good for concrete. This one, don't take this one. It is just for maybe laying pavers.
Yes.
You know? Yeah. But I always advise people, use a professional. Don't fear the fees.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, once you fear the fees, it will catch up with you.
But they're paying more the actual work done.
Yes.
Yes.
It catches up with you, and
Yeah.
you find, you know, you are exploited, you lose morale. We have seen projects that are stuck for years because someone got it wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about the issue of building permits, in terms of even getting that initial permit to construct from local authorities? What are the what's the usual process? Should people use their engineer to get the permits? Is it the architects who gets the permits for people, and why are permits important?
Interestingly, these permits are very easy and okay to get, because if you don't have it, then you're not authorized to build. So take an example for projects in Kampala area.
Yes.
You have to go to KCCA to get the approval. But you can't go there as an individual. You need to front your architect, someone who has done the plan for you. Don't make this mistake that an architect does for you a plan and then he hands it over to you. What are you going to do with it? Because the building process now in Kampala has changed. We submit online. So how will Omuntu know how to do all these things?
I once tried to chase the things myself because I was trying to save money.
I know.
I got frustrated.
You can try to save money, but you'll spend more. So an architect will help you. A well-connected engineer will also help you, because they know the process. So don't burn your fingers. For other councils, say Wakiso, Chira, Makinde, wherever, those you can walk in, the people there are friendly and they can guide you through the process.
Yes.
But you know, our Uganda, you have to negotiate. You have to really have that in mind, that, you know, how can they reduce for me? But building permits are there, and I advise everyone, get it before you start, because you'll make a financial loss on your project.
Also, I know also legally, if an accident happens on your site, and you didn't have permit, then you can also get into trouble for that, right?
Yes.
And so maybe that's why some people just go and buy a house. They're like, you know what, I don't want to deal with any of that.
That calls for contractors to always have that workmanship compensation policy. All risks. You have to verify that the contractor you're using has that risk catered for in case of anything, because the owner, the developer, might also be held accountable for any of these accidents.
That is so true. And can you please also talk to the viewers who choose to buy their houses? Because I know for me in the past, to be honest, when I bought some properties, I've not asked the sellers if they have permits. So how is it important? Is it for a person who's choosing to buy? Should people have lugezi and ask, who was the engineer, where are the permits, or what kind of advice can you give customers around that?
So for a developer, for someone who has something that they are selling, they need to have these things with them. One of them is land agreement. I mean, what you're selling, you need to have the ownership. People need to be sure that actually it belongs to you.
So when you buy a condo, nowadays they're selling so many condos.
Yes.
So you should ask the company where's
there has to be a deed title. For that.
Usually they tell us, we're chasing the things, so.
They say, we are working on it, we are working on it. But it has to be there. Land sale agreement has to be there. Certificate of occupancy, they call it C of O. That is issued by government. The government has to have a hand in what you're doing. Then there's the certificate of clearance from URA.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That has to be there. URA has to be...
From any developer?
Yes, because now they have to know that this guy has been paying taxes, he's cleared. And then you have to have the survey plan. For property boundary opening, you have to know that this was really opened up. We are not into someone's land. Much as you're buying a property, a condo, or whatever, you have to be sure that where it is seated is actually authentic. And then building plan approvals. Someone has to show you that actually this building was approved and it was built to plan and it is clear. So those are some of the things and many more.
Oh, thank you. So how about nowadays? There are many developers who are building completed houses, who are building apartments. And I guess the question would be, how do people vet the developers? How do you vet the people who you're buying from?
Of course, now vetting the developers, one of them is that do due diligence. Due diligence is so key, because every property developer right now is out there, is on Google, is on TikTok, is on all social media platforms. If you want to do that, just type in and it will bring for you. Then you start to select. The other thing is search. Do a search. Look at their past projects. Have they done any work anyway?
Once if the tiles are falling apart. I once visited actually a condo developer. I went to see their past projects, and oh my God, the tiles were in really bad shape, the paint and what they're done. So that's a good point.
What do their customers say about their product, about their services? And then there's also an affiliation with the Uganda Real Estate Association. You go there and then find out, is this member where I'm buying my property, do they know him? Or he's just, out there trying to make a living? But more importantly, look at the price comparison. How are they in the market? Okay. You understand? Someone can come and they are either below the market or way above the market. That is one of the criteria you can also vet that, this might be a right fit for me. Lastly is, what are their after-sales services? After I've occupied this condo or bought this property, then what?
Okay. Now, in your experience, do the developers usually add really huge margins, or what kind of margins do they play around with? What are their margins? Because I'm seeing apartments in Nalia being advertised 200 million plus, nowadays for one bedroom. And sometimes I'm like, this seems to be a lot of money. Are those prices they have reasonable, or are they really escalating the prices?
Now, such properties also depend on the kind of finishing that someone has put in. If a property was done with, minimal material input, say steel, minimal tiles, normal stuff, the cost will be low. Even if it is 2-bedroom, you can get one maybe at 200. And then you get another 2-bedroom at 300. Why? It has gypsum, it has all this lighting, it has chrome and fluid channels on the TV area, it has aluminium, ample parking. So the cost actually varies depending on the kind of finishing.
Yes.
But they make some margin. They do make between maybe 15 to 25%.
Okay, now are you able to provide advisory services to clients who might not want to hustle with the building from scratch, but they want to buy a house or a condo? Does your company give them advisory on the quality of finishes, and are you able to do that service for people?
Yes. So one of the things that we do right now is we go in and try actually even to look at project management. Some clients actually call us to do supervision for them. Like he has a contractor, but the contractor needs to be supervised. Like you do consultancy service for that matter. So we come in and look at what you want to do. What is it that you are aiming at? And then we give you a solution, especially for our diaspora clients who don't have, much presence here. So one of the things is that you have to put for them, like footages, CCTV camera. Someone is in the comfort of their office in Johannesburg or maybe in London, and they can monitor. They can monitor the progress of the work. They can see everything that is happening, and they can actually feel the comfort of using you. So for people who want to buy, if you have the money, go out there and buy property. It takes less hassle. If you have done due diligence, if you have done everything right, and you're sure and you have the cash, go out and buy. If you don't want to have that and you want to customize, talk to us. Come and we craft a plan for you. Come down on ground. This is my property. This is how I want it. Get an architect. Let them do for you a nice plan. Get a contractor. Let them do for you bills of quantities, and take it step by step, brick by brick. You can still achieve it.
No, my on top of that, my other question was, for example, if I want to buy a house from a developer, do you provide a service whereby you can help a client go in to see whether the electricals were done right, the plumbings were done right? The reason why I ask that is about parties before, whereby I buy, but for me, I didn't take the step of checking the electrical wiring, the plumbing. Then I find that I have to repeat all those things from scratch. So I see some value to our viewers, whereby maybe engineers like you maybe can help to check that, how is the electricals, how is the plumbing before they buy a complete house.
That is the thing I said, that consultation. So they consult us and we can go work with them. That is the service that we provide. If you land on a genuine engineer, they will genuinely give you that kind of feedback and tell you, what, here. A good example is one of our clients. They came and they took me to a property they wanted to buy. When I reached this property, it wasn't worth buying.
Wow.
You understand?
Why?
Everything, it's an old one, and then the dynamics of ownership were also compromised. Like I'm giving you this, but this one I'm not giving it to you. So you don't have full ownership, and then they needed to put in a little bit of money to make it more habitable. So I said, what? Let's look for better options. And so that advice is there, and we can actually genuinely give it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's something really helpful.
Yes.
Then I have a technical question about so many houses. When people are buying them, you find that there is water seepage from the ground. What is causing that?
Now, there are several factors.
The dampening of walls.
Yes, we call it dampness. There are several factors which engineers need to put into consideration when they are starting these buildings. One of them is, have you done a soil test? where you're putting this building. What is the water table like? What is the kind of soil you're dealing with? So if you don't have the the soil test results, you might not know how effective you will pull out this building. Secondly is the building process. Someone has to be very conversant with the building process, and you also have to know the right materials to use. These days, there is very good exposure to all these dampness, materials that we use to curb down that. But the process and the materials is very, very key. Yeah. We offer that consultation, and I can advise people, please, when you're doing a storage building, follow the right steps and use the right material. People come and bring certain chivera, this one works, it has been working all through, but how does it work? Do you know how it works? You understand? So the process is very key. And then we have now the new product for DPC. It's an imported one, very strong, very hard, but also the dynamics of using it also matter. Yes. You've seen builders when they want to plaster, then they come and cut it off. Yes. Yeah. They don't know the use. So they are cutting it off, and then they are denying the use of that kind of DPC.
Well, this goes back, I guess, to being able to hire the right professionals.
Exactly. So it takes us back to get a competent construction firm. There you'll have all your questions answered, and they are held accountable for anything. They can always have the retention withheld, and then they rectify whatever has been messed up.
Okay, so any final advice for our viewers on whether they should, after all this information you've shared, any advice on whether a person should build or buy, or general precautions, like any parting shots for our viewers?
There are so many parting shots, but one is do due diligence. Don't just fall into construction just because you see other people are doing it and you think you can do it. Do your research. Do your research on who to use, how they are going to do it. Let everything be plain. You've seen people who have hidden costs. Oh, you see now this one, I forgot to put it in. Know everything from day one, so that you avoid, unexpected, hiccups. Secondly is that Uganda, we are so blessed. We have a lot of land. But if badly utilized, it can turn out to be a mess. So let's plan. Let's learn to plan. Let the regulators not hold you accountable or at ransom by building somewhere that they come and build and break you. So follow the regulations. Build in the right spaces. If they've said from here to there is 2 meters, leave the 2 meters. This is a road reserve, respect it. And also let us as Ugandans or as diaspora people put in consideration that whoever you use can either frustrate you or make your project a success. Okay. So you can either build when you want to do brick by brick, slowly, or you can just come and buy. So both of them can weigh evenly, but of course, when you want to buy, you really have to have the cash, or you have to take a loan or a mortgage.
And what I've gotten from all of this, even if you want to buy, it's helpful to get a professional to be by your side even when you're buying, to make sure they check the building systems and the compliance before making that huge spend. Yes. So in case people want to use your services, how can they reach you? Maybe you could tell us again about your company name, where you can be found, email, website, contact. How can people reach you?
So Fenmark Building Solutions, I told you we've been in this business for the last 10 years. But before that, of course, we were working before incorporation. But you can find us on LinkedIn, on Twitter, Fenmark Building Solutions. Fenmark, Fenmak. There's no R.
Yes.
There you get us. We are all over the place. All our numbers are there. www.fenmarkbs.com. That's our website. Our website can take you to our social media handles. It can take you to all these other platforms. You can chat with us and we can help you. To our diaspora community, we are here to help you. One of the pains that we have is seeing people work and they send money back home and it is not utilized. That's our pain, and we are here to help them.
But do you have competitive prices though? Or
Yes,
you are not
yes,
engineers ever
yes.
say that?
No. I have a very simple approach to everyone that we work with. We don't need all the money, by the way. You know, for people who just come and say, no, I need 100%, no. We need to work with what you can manage to put on the table.
Yes.
And that is what has kept us with the diaspora community, because their money comes in slowly. But for us, we have a target and we push, and they keep on paying us.
Okay.
So that's a simple way how we do it, and it has worked for us.
Okay.
Otherwise, find us everywhere, and you can reach us on all our socials. We are available to help you and make your construction journey really seamless.
And also purchasing
But
journey
also
as well.
purchasing journey.
Yes, that's quite important.
Because now, I mean, don't just buy.
Yeah, get a
Don't
professional
just
to help
buy.
you when you're buying.
You know, there's one person who wanted to buy, and he found that he was sharing water with a neighbor. You understand?
Yes.
So call us in. Let's check the plumbing system. Let's check the drainage system. Let's check, are they... You know, some people don't know that when you have a property here, you pay sewage, you know, national water for collecting your sewage.
Yeah.
So someone comes and buys, and then this bill comes in and says, what? So you need to know. You need to know all these things before you even buy the property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So it has been quite a lot of information.
Yes.
A wealth of knowledge has been gained. So yeah, our viewers, thank you again for tuning into Brick by Brick. We've been blessed today to host Engineer Asaf Nwagira. Please reach him or any other professional engineer in your purchase decision, or even in your journey when you're building incrementally, because it can save you quite a bit of money. Until next time, stay well, stay healthy, and God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you.
Play it loud. Play it loud. Play it loud. Play it loud.